two of a kind. Make it a go, make it a go. Together, we're gonna find our way. Together, taking the time each day to learn all about those things you just can't buy. Silver spoons.
I'm just saying, like, I've been on this like 1980s, old TV show kick. Anyway, it's your boy Bobby Dotson back in the place to be. It is your talk show, Unedited, Season 1, Episode 7. I've got 7. I got 7 already. A couple of things that we're going to do today is we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about some things. We're going to talk about, we've got the moment of the day, football corner, topic of the day, and the music grab. So we're going to do all that real fast. First up, we're going to talk about the topic of the day. And this is something that's just, like I said, is kind of out of my own life. And it's bad coaching versus good coaching in high school. Okay? Now, all 3 of my kids play on individual teams, and they both have, some are more excelled than others, some not so much, some are in the middle, and they need that extra push. But, as parents out there, I'm sure you know your own kids, and you know kind of what is going to help them, push them over the edge. So you want to try to not, either give that information to the coach or see if he can already figure it out. So, in that vein, Lydia's on the basketball team, Matthew's on the track team, Christopher is on the wrestling team. So, Christopher's wrestling coach, I would say I would give his grade kind of a B, only because he's he's a teachable coach, and he says things to Christopher that teach, not hurt. Second coach is the coach for track, Matthew. Matthew is very coachable, but doesn't need that much coaching because he's kind of excelling in track. By the way, fastest time in the county, just FYI, he's coming for all track records, FYI. Now this is where it gets kind of shady. Lydia is in basketball. She's never played basketball before, but she's got some of the same tools that her mom had when she was playing high school basketball. And she's going to need a coach to get her to the right place. Now, I say all that to say this. Coaches have a lot of power in the sense that they can either tear down or build up a person, a student, to either do good or bad. Okay? So, bad coaching comes from a place of frustration when the system doesn't match the players that you have. And that's in any sport or any play-based sport, meaning you have certain plays that you run and you have certain talents on the field that'll allow you to run said play. So I'll use basketball for an example. Basketball, there are several different kind of plays that you can run, but you have to have the right players in order to run that system. You can't run a pick and roll and there's nobody that can set a pick and there's nobody that can handle the ball well. Now that's my limited knowledge on basketball. I don't claim to know a lot about basketball. So that's what that is. So you have to be able to coach people up into, better status to get more out of that person. But you don't do that by tearing them down. And some of these coaches out here are tearing kids down. And in this day and age, kids will just shut down. When I was growing up, it was different because coaches could kind of talk crazy to us and it would make us want to do better or piss us off so bad that we would want to do better. These kids today, I don't know if they can handle that because I think we as parents remember that and tried to condition them to not, hey, you don't got to take that. You still be respectful, but you don't have to take a lot of what the derogatory information that you get. So telling some kid that they're a waste of space and then you have another kid repeat that information to another parent and the parent is sitting right there, that's not good coaching. Good coaching comes from truth telling. So you stand up in front of a bunch of people, you know what kind of squad you got, you know you have a squad that doesn't have all of the talents, so that is your opportunity to teach basketball or football or baseball or whatever on a building block level. There's no need to get frustrated. There's no need to get upset. There's no need to tear people down and holler and scream because that doesn't work for everybody. So, bottom line is good coaching comes from teaching in a directional manner and building. Bad coaching comes from frustration and not knowing that you do not have the talent to run the system that you want to run and your stubbornness not to recognize that. And then you tear down the players and then the players quit on you and then you've got a bunch of people on the team that just can't win. So these are the things that I've noticed watching some of my kids play and other kids play basketball, baseball, football, track, wrestling, or whatever. The good coaches stand out and so do the bad coaches, and then you figure out whether or not you want your son or daughter playing on this team with this coach because they don't even listen to other coaches, let alone listen to you. So when you bring something up to them, they're kind of like, oh well, I'm running the program that I need to run and blah blah blah. I get that, and I can respect that, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to be able to teach these kids how to play the game of basketball, football, whatever it's going to be. Because if they don't learn how to do that, they're not going to like it, and then you won't have anybody coming back to play those particular sports next year because you've effectively made them all feel like they were worthless. So, bad coaching versus good coaching. Anyway, my moment of the day is, it's one of these etiquette things. It's one of these etiquette deals that bug me to death. I was at the dentist's office the other day. Lady came in and was talking to the secretary and asked her for something. The secretary gave it to her. She just took it, snatched it, walked out the door. Didn't say thank you. Didn't say I appreciate it. Nothing. Didn't say a word. Just the rudest thing I've ever seen in my life. Then, I was somewhere else and I was sitting down and a lady came over and handed me I was at a restaurant and she handed me my drink and I said thank you. And she didn't even say welcome. Now, I know it's little bitty instances that we all have this issue, but in today's time, if somebody gives you something that you asked for, say thank you. And if they give you the thank you, say welcome. You're welcome. And then they'll go, not a problem, or whatever it's going to be. Manners still matter. Manners still matter. I wish I could have an English accent because then I could say it where it would make sense. Who says that? I can't remember what movie it was. Oh, The Princess Diaries or whatever that is, where Julie Andrews says manners matter. They do. Just say thank you and then say welcome. It's easy. It's not hard. It's really not hard. Now moving on to one of my favorite segments, and this is the segment where I get to talk about football. And coming up this weekend on Christmas Eve, big ups to Sean McManus. Dude, I wish I could pay the $100 to go see my Denver Broncos beat up on your Washington Redskins. But unfortunately, I can't. But we're going to talk about the game and my picks for that particular game. And it's probably pretty obvious that I am not going to pick the Denver Broncos to win. I want them to win, but if they're going to start Paxton Lynch, I think that's bad morale for the rest of the team, even though we only got, 2 more weeks left in the season. I still say they should start Brock and let Brock do his thing and play out the rest of the contract and get Paxton Lynch ready, or whatever it is they're going to do in the offseason, because they got a lot of work. We need an offensive line. We need quicker running backs. Yes, I love C.J. Anderson, but to me, you only use C.J. Anderson in the fourth quarter. I would play faster running backs throughout the whole entire first and second, third quarter, and then in order to control the ball, the tempo of the game, I would start C.J. Anderson and just pound the snot out of him because they're tired and he's fresh, and that's how it should go down. Now, we need some more defensive players. We need a DeMarcus Ware type player on the other end of Von Miller, because that's what won us the Super Bowl. And we need to get T.J. Ward back. I don't know why we traded off T.J. Ward. I'm still confused by it. I don't understand it. It makes me very upset. And I'm just saying, Denver Broncos, John Elway, I'm telling you right now, I don't understand why in God's name that you would take and break apart that defense. Then also what you need to do is you need to find another defensive coordinator, or pay Wade Phillips the dadgum money to come back, because guess what? His defense over there with the Los Angeles Rams is off the charts. And we stink. And we having fights with frickin' Michael Crabtree snatching chains, and everybody's like, oh, he shouldn't have worn a chain. I don't care about a chain. I want a Super Bowl victory. That's what I want. And y'all should want the same thing. I'm just saying, I digress. I get a little excited about my team. I'm sorry. Anyway, for the music grab of Unedited episode 7, I want y'all to check out Bob James Touchdown. Bob James Touchdown. Now, if you know anything about Bob James is a piano player who had this theme song in the 70s for a show called Taxi. And Taxi was a very popular show, and it was very good. So I want you to check out this entire album. My mom bought it for me, or she didn't buy it for me. She actually had the cassette tape. And then over the years, I bought the album. I bought the CD like 15 times, and I've lost it so many times I can't remember. But I want you to check out Bob James Touchdown. And if you're interested in vinyl, check my boy out on Twitter, Endless Vinyl. At Endless Vinyl. Check that out. He pops up stuff all the time. He's also on Instagram. Check him out. You'll find him. It's easy. Big ups to Shade Moonbeam. I need another album. Nook, I need another album. And that is Unedited, Season 1, Episode 7. Another one in the bag. Hopefully I'll be coming to you soon. Check out the YouTube page, Robert Dotson Unedited, Season 1. And you can go back and you can see all the other stuff that I've done. And then send me some comments. Send me some stuff to talk about. And if we need to talk about the real on the real, we can talk about it. But let's be real. Let's keep it real. And like I say every time I end this show, have a blessed day and live today like it's your last.